They say memories are the only things that are truly ours. You can lose your house, your money, even your mind. But your memories? Those are the soul's fingerprints. My name's Emily, and for 22 years, I believed my soul was my own. My father, Thomas, was a man of shadows. He was a digital archivist for the government, or so he told me. He was the kind of father who'd cook pancakes every Sunday, but would never talk about his past. He never had friends over. We never had family reunions. It was just the two of us, tucked away in a quiet suburb of Oregon. When he died last month, he left me his old workshop in the mountains. No money, no house, just a room full of magnetic tapes and one rusted iron trunk. Inside that trunk, I didn't find old photos. I found a specialized headset, something that looked like it belonged in a secret Cold War laboratory. And next to it, a VHS tape labeled Emily, June 14th, 2005. I remember that day. It was my 3rd birthday. I remember the smell of strawberry frosting so clearly it makes my mouth water. I remember blowing out 3 pink candles. I remember Papa's deep, rumbling laugh as he held the camera. But when I played that tape, I saw a little girl blowing out 3 candles. It was a strawberry cake, a father was laughing, but the man in the video wasn't my father. He was a stranger with blue eyes and a scar on his chin. And the little girl, she had blonde curls. I've always had dark, straight hair. Yet as I watched the screen, I could feel the heat of the candles on my face. I could taste the sugar on my tongue. I was standing in a room full of my memories, only to realize none of them belonged to me. I was a ghost inhabiting a life I never lived. If the thought of your memories being stolen gives you chills, hit that like button right now. Have you ever remembered something so clearly that someone else said never happened? Tell me your glitch story in the comments. I spent the next 48 hours in that cold mountain basement watching tape after tape. It wasn't just my birthday. My first day of school? Stolen. The time I fell off my bike and scraped my left knee? Stolen. Every milestone of my life was a recording of a different child, from a different family, in a different city. But here's the part that keeps me awake at night. I didn't just see these memories, I possessed them. When I watched the tape of the blonde girl falling off her bike, my own left knee began to throb. I pulled up my jeans, and there it was, the same crescent-shaped scar she had just received on screen. A scar I've had as long as I can remember. That's when I found the file cabinet hidden behind a stack of old monitors. Inside were medical invoices addressed to a company called Mnemosyne Systems. My father wasn't an archivist, he was a memory harvester. In the late 90s, Mnemosyne had a secret contract with the Department of Defense. They were developing a way to treat severe childhood trauma by overwriting bad memories with someone else's good ones. They called it the Mnemosyne Project. My father was the lead engineer. He didn't just record these moments, he was recycling them. He was taking the purest moments of joy from hundreds of children and stitching them together into a new consciousness, into me. I started to look at my hands, my reflection, wondering, who was the original Emily? What was so horrible about her real life that my father had to erase it and replace it with a patchwork of stolen dreams? We are diving deeper into a mystery that goes beyond science. If you love deep dive thrillers like this, make sure to subscribe and join our community. Your support helps us uncover the truth. I drove back to my childhood home, the one my father sold 3 years ago. I knew the new owners were away for the summer. I broke in through the cellar window, my heart hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird. I needed to see the basement again, the soundproof room where I spent so many hours studying as a child. But this time, I didn't look at the faded drawings of suns and trees on the wall. I took a kitchen knife and began to rip the wallpaper off. Behind the floral patterns, the walls were covered in handwriting, hundreds of names, dates, social security numbers, and one phrase repeated over and over in my father's frantic scrawl. The donor is rejecting the host. I found a hidden compartment in the floorboards, beneath where my bed used to be. Inside was a leather-bound diary. The early entries were clinical, cold, but toward the end, the handwriting became erratic, terrified. August 12th, 2008, it read. Emily started screaming today. She claimed she could hear the voices of the children whose memories I gave her. She's becoming a mosaic of ghosts. I have to increase the dosage of the neural blockers. If the agency finds out the subject is regaining her original consciousness, they will format her. I can't let them format my daughter. My blood turned to ice. Format. In computer terms, that means a total wipe, a deletion of everything on the drive. To the agency, I wasn't a girl. I was a hard drive with a glitch. And my father? He wasn't a hero. He was a thief who stole me from my real life, a life of trauma, to save a daughter he had already lost to a car accident years before I was created. If you're still here, you're a real detective. Type reveal in the comments so I can heart your comment. And don't forget to like the video to help it reach more people. As I sat there in the dark basement, clutching that diary, a pair of headlights swept across the wall. A black SUV pulled into the driveway. Then another. The agency. They never stop watching their assets. I realized then why my father lived like a fugitive. Why did we move every 2 years? Why did he never let me have a cell phone until I was 18? He wasn't protecting me from the world. He was protecting his stolen project from its owners. I scrambled out the cellar window just as I heard the front door being kicked in. I ran into the woods, the stolen memory of a cross-country race from a girl in Ohio kicking in, giving me the stamina I shouldn't have had. I reached my father's mountain workshop just as the sun began to rise. There was one final tape I hadn't watched. It was hidden inside the headset itself. I put it on. It wasn't a memory of a birthday or a school play. It was a video of my father, looking older, tired, and broken. "Emily," he whispered into the camera, "if you're seeing this, I'm gone. And you know, I didn't just take your memories to save you from your past. I took them because I couldn't bear to be alone. Your real name is Sarah. Your real parents? They were good people. They were rival scientists who refused to give their research to the agency. The agency removed them. I was sent to remove you. But when I saw you, I saw her, my Emily. So I erased Sarah. I buried her under 1,000 happy memories. The hero who raised me was the man who assisted in the murder of my real parents. This is the ultimate betrayal. If you want to see Emily or Sarah get her revenge, subscribe right now and hit the bell icon. We're almost at the end. I'm sitting in a cheap motel room in a city whose name I won't tell you. I've dyed my hair. I've burned the diary. I've smashed the headset. The agency is still looking for Subject 402, but they're looking for a girl who doesn't exist anymore. I look in the mirror and I don't see Emily, but I don't see Sarah either. I see a mosaic. I see the girl who fell off her bike in 2004. I see the boy who won the spelling bee in 1999. I see the mother who felt her baby's first kick. My mind is a library of stolen books, and I am the only librarian left. Sometimes, late at night, I close my eyes and I can hear them. The donors. They whisper their names to me. They want their memories back, but I can't give them back. If I do, I disappear. My father thought he was giving me a gift, a life without pain. But pain is what makes us real. The perfect life he built for me was a prison of lies. Now I live a quiet life. I don't make new memories often. I'm afraid of who else might be watching. But every Sunday, I still cook pancakes. Not because I want to, but because the memory of a father who loved me is the only stolen thing I'm not ready to give up. Stay safe out there. And the next time you have a memory that feels a little too perfect, a little too much like a movie, ask yourself, is it really yours? This story proves that who we are is more than just what we remember. If this journey moved you, please share this video with someone who loves a good mystery. Subscribe for more deep dive psychological thrillers. Thank you for watching.